From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News Weekend Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Fbx Evening News. I'm Katie Looper, leading our news tonight. Oil field service company Schlumberger, which has operations in Alaska, has announced 9,000 job cuts nationwide. The company has a total workforce of 120,000 positions, and it's not yet known what the impact on Alaska will be. Company officials say the reductions are in response to the current low oil prices. Those prices have dropped from over $100 a barrel in July to $47.28 a barrel for North Slope crude this past week. Those price drops are also causing problems for the state of Alaska, which gets a large part of its revenue from oil production. Economist Gunnar Knapp says relying so heavily on one commodity is always a gamble.
This is just inherent in commodity prices. They can change dramatically. You get oversupply, you get more on the market than people want to buy, and the prices can fall and fall and fall until world supply adjusts with world demand.
A Supreme Court announcement today spurred the state of Alaska to seek a stay in the state's same-sex marriage case. The U.S. Supreme Court says it will decide whether same-sex couples nationwide have a right to marry under the Constitution. Yesterday, the justices said they will review an appellate ruling that upheld bans on same-sex unions in 4 states. The number of states that allow same-sex marriage has nearly doubled in 3 months as a result of federal and state court rulings. The justices' decision to turn away same-sex marriage appeals in October allowed some of those rulings to take effect, including in Alaska. The case will be argued in April, and its decision is expected in June. Alaska State Troopers and North Pole Fire personnel responded to an apparent double stabbing Friday evening. The original call came in at 6:47 as a disturbance, reporting a fight involving multiple juveniles with a knife. Now, according to the North Star Volunteer Fire Department Battalion Chief Justin Body, an unidentified patient was brought to the fire station by a family member with what was reported as a stab wound, among other injuries. While fire officials were treating the patient, they learned of other possible victim in the area in a rep road in North Pole. North Pole Fire, North Star Volunteer Fire, and Alaska State Troopers responded to the scene where they found another stabbing victim. Both victims were taken to the Fairbanks Memorial Hospital for what appeared to be non-life-threatening injuries. And after being incarcerated for nearly 1 year, a former Hutchinson High School tutor accused of sexual abuse is speaking out about his case. Claude Folks faces charges that include sexual abuse of a minor, and his case has spurred an investigation that led to the termination of Superintendent Pete Lewis, with others being placed on administrative leave. Folks says he had issues with the legal system and its handling of his case. He has already gone through a public defender who then passed his case to an attorney in Anchorage. Family members and legal guardians of Folks have also begun to speak out on his behalf, saying they have evidence to dispute the claims that put Folks in jail. Earlier this week, Folks was in Fairbanks Superior Court, and at this point, he has had trials scheduled 4 times.
Because I think the public should know what's going on. This is more to this story than what they're saying. Claude is stuck in jail. And to me, he's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but everybody has him guilty and making him try to present himself innocent.
Claude Folks has tried to set up an on-camera interview with us, but those attempts have been denied by the Department of Corrections. Now, they tell us the department decides who can be interviewed on a case-by-case basis. And when we come back, hundreds have attended the Stone Soup Cafe's annual soup-off last night. Our cameras were there to capture the fun. And preparations are underway for this year's 23rd annual Biz Bee Spelling Bee fundraiser. But more teams are needed. Stay with us. Welcome back. An early morning fire on December 21st left the Prospector closed just before the Christmas holiday. However, earlier this week, Prospector told their shoppers that if they didn't mind the smell of a campfire, come out Thursday for an after-fire sale. Joe Prax, the business owner, was surprised how many early morning shoppers left work to come look for deals. The line wrapped around the store's perimeter, and many waited in line for about an hour and a half. Prax says now that they have worked out the details with the insurance company, they need to clear out the store so they can start their remodel.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be empty, but it's not at all. It wraps all the way around the store. The line does.
I knew it was going to blow up, yeah. My wife wanted to get here early because looking at the line here in the store, it's all the way around the perimeter, and I may be here for another hour standing in the line, maybe longer.
Well, we're going to keep this going. Everything is 40% off right now. As things sell down, we'll lower prices on other things, and we do need to clear out the entire store. So people should watch if they watch the Facebook page, or we'll be advertising it, and people can know what the sale is.
The 5th annual Soup Off in support of the Breadline Stone Soup Cafe took place last night at the Westmark Hotel. About 20 local restaurants participated by creating their own unique soup, and then community supporters walked around with the ballot voting for their favorites. In addition to the delicious variety of soups, the event offered beer, wine, and coffee tasting supported by local businesses. They wrapped up the night with a silent auction and award ceremony. All the proceeds benefit the Stone Soup Cafe, which then gives back to the community by offering a hot breakfast and sack lunch to Fairbanks North Star Borough residents. Stone Soup's mission is to inspire community collaboration and to enrich the lives of their most vulnerable neighbors with nutritious food served in an atmosphere of dignity and respect. Last year, they were served over 28,000 meals at a cost of $1.95 per serving. Last night, 2 board members, Sarah Stanley and Greg Bringhurst, who was a former candidate for State House, said they were grateful for the generosity of community supporters.
And also this year, I was really excited to see every year the restaurants raise the bar. And it's really cool to see that kind of collaboration and competition.
People that did show up tonight, we have college students, we have a lot of the military. We did a military discount for tickets, so it's really wonderful to see couples come out. There's retirees, there's people that support Stone Soup, there's people that have just heard about Stone Soup or hearing about kind of what we do at Stone Soup.
It's the foodies.
Yeah, the foodies of Fairbanks. Yeah.
When you hear about a spelling bee, the first thing that usually comes to mind is children competing. But what about a spelling bee for adults? The Biz Bee is a spelling bee that brings together 3-person adult teams from across the community to gather for competition at the Westmark Hotel. The event has been offered for more than 20 years as a fundraiser to help the Literacy Council of Alaska with their reading programs. It is a very festive occasion that also includes an auction.
The Biz Bee is the largest fundraiser for the Literacy Council of Alaska. And what the Biz Bee is all about is different businesses within the Fairbanks North Pole area register, or they become build teams of 3. And once they do that, they compete with one another. It is an event that is electrified by competition of teams within the community to support the Literacy Council.
The event takes place on the 19th of February at 7 p.m. in the Westmark Hotel. If you would like to enter a team or want more information, call 456-6212. And after nearly a month on North America's tallest peak, Lonnie Dupree became the first climber to ever solo summit Mount McKinley in January. Dupree made it to the top of Denali last Sunday afternoon, a journey that took 4 attempts to accomplish. On Thursday, Dupree talked about the adventure and accomplishment. He said the mountain is a really finicky place to be, very dangerous because of the thin air and the cold. He recalled that he started the climb with the attitude that he didn't have anything better to do that day. He said that once he passed the 18,000-foot level, the Audubon and the summit ridge, he felt confident that he would make it.
I really didn't think I would make it until I actually seen the summit itself. And I thought, I'm going to make it. I got there, bawled my eyes out, and spent 10 minutes kind of looking around. I took a couple pictures. Definitely the journey, right? In most of these things, even if we don't realize that at the time, that's where all the memories are.
Joe Cook is up next with everything from dog mushing and basketball to your hockey. Your Weekend Sports is next. Stay with us.
Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. Joe Cook here, taking over the Weekend Sportscast and bringing you the local Saturday sports action. It's the hottest ticket in town this weekend other than the Gov Cup. We'll get to that in a few, but today was the boys' title game in the 3rd annual Joe T. Classic, a big 3A matchup between the upstart Barrel Whalers and the 3-time defending state champion Monroe Rams. Both teams 2-0 going to this afternoon's final at Lathrop. Monroe got off to a good start, opening the game with a 10-2 run. Jalen McCullough, he led Monroe with 13 points. Connor O'Kelly-Olt, he had 9 for Monroe as well. They led 29-23 at the break. The Rams were up 10 in the third quarter. Then Mike Clooney, he fouls out, and JT Mender, he left because of an injury. And here come the Whalers. Kamaka Hepa, the freshman, and one of the top players in the state, he takes over, scoring 22 points in the second half. His three gave Barrow their first lead, 44-42, to start the fourth. And Edwin Erickson three for Monroe ties the game at 48-48. But Barrow, they had a 52-49 lead with 40 seconds left. McCullough would get a look to tie, but no dice. Barrow wins 56-49 over Monroe. It's the first loss to an Alaskan team since February 2013 for the Rams. These teams will most likely meet again in March. Hepa had a game-high 29 points in the huge win for the Whalers.
You know, it just gives me confidence, and I hope my team can rely on me more like that. Obviously, we wanted to win, but you know, Jalen McCullough, he's good, so that was kind of that's who we focused on most. That's who we wanted to contain, because we know if we can contain him, then we can contain the rest of the team. It definitely gives us confidence, and we hope to continue our streak.
Heck of a game there, but how did the Whalers and the Rams meet in the Joe T final? The Barrow boys, they punched their ticket to the Joe T final that you saw earlier by defeating West Valley 69-42 on Friday evening. The Wolfpack had a rough shooting night, just not able to score enough. Barrow was up 31-19 at the half and held West Valley to 18 points after the second and third quarters. Kamaka Hepa, he had a game-high 18 points for Barrow in that one. Monroe's in a dogfight with the Lathrop on Friday night. Lathrop made their move in the fourth quarter in a game that was tight throughout. Cole Berner's three tied the game at 53-53 with seconds left, but Monroe's Jalen McCullough, he hit 2 free throws with 6 seconds left, and Monroe, they hold on for the 55-53 win.
I mean, they're a great team, very disciplined. We just had some stops that worked out well for us. Our press, we put the press on them. Our guys hustled, we just couldn't pull it out in the end. But they're a great team.
Yeah, man, I mean, we had like an 8-10 point lead, and they came back, got a 5-6 point lead. I mean, it was back and forth the whole game. Like I said, they fought hard. It was a great game, and it was a great win. We fought hard through the end.
And here are the girls' results from Friday night. The Lathrop girls win big over Monroe 65-42, while the Barrow girls defeat Bartlett 65-36. Rose Mongoyo had a game-high 17 for the Whalers in the win. Things got hot and heavy Friday night at the Carlson Center in the opening game of the Governor's Cup. Governor Bill Walker, he did the ceremonial puck drop for this great Alaskan hockey series. UAA would get 2 power plays in the first period, and they would take advantage, scoring twice. 21 penalty minutes on Alaska in that first period alone. Scott Allen and Brett Cameron provide the scores for Anchorage. Senior, though, Nolan Kaiser, defenseman, he blasts one in, a power play goal for the Nooks to make it a 2-1 game midway through the second period. But unfortunately, the officials made their presence felt. They whistled UAF for 15 penalties worth 87 minutes, while Anchorage was just 5 for 10 minutes. Players, coaches, and fans were not pleased, to say the least. Anchorage takes game 1, 2-1, as Olivier Mantha makes 34 stops for the Seawolves in the win. The Fairbanks Ice Dogs were victorious on the road on Friday night. Down 0-2, they scored 4 unanswered goals, 3 of which were on the power play, and they led the Kenai River Brown Bears 4-2 after the first period. Fairbanks would go on to win 6-3 over their in-state rivals and take a 6-1 lead in the Raven Alaska Cup Series. Teamwork for the Dogs as 6 different players scored. The Ice Dogs pick up their 24th win, and they've won 4 straight. Fairbanks will wrap up the series tonight in Sohai. In prep hockey, out in North Pole, the Patriots went up against the Juneau Crimson Bears on Friday night. The two teams met earlier this week, and Juneau won 6-4 in a tight game. Crimson Bears will pick up where they left off against the Patriots in the first period. North Pole trying to kill off a 5-minute major penalty, but Corey Box, he makes the Patriots pay not once but twice. Box scored 2 power play goals in 20 seconds. Juneau was up 2-0. The Patriots, though, they got the momentum as James Lasloff, he slaps in a power play goal to halve the deficit going into intermission. That goal was first of 4 unanswered, and North Pole gets a 4-2 come from behind win. Now a dog mushing update. The Kuskokwim 300 started on Friday night. Here's the leaderboard as of airtime today. Ron Boozer is the leader, getting into Cowscat with 11 dogs just before 3 this afternoon. Peter Kaiser and Martin Boozer trail. Brent Sass is 7th, and Lance Mackey 12th. We'll have full results next week. Check webcenter11.com for the latest. And that'll do it for sports this weekend. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Katie Looper is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you on Monday for the weekend recap.
Welcome back to our Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. So it looks like a pretty good night weather-wise, Joe. Any big plans?
Yeah, I'll be at the Governor's Cup. So yeah, some good weather would make good for that, even though it's inside. So yeah.
That's all right. Getting your car started and all that.
Yeah, you don't have to like run from your car to the call center and back. You could probably just take a walk.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's take a look at our weather. There's a normal high today of 7 degrees and a normal low of 0. Our record high got up to 48 in 2009 and as low as -57 in 1947. Our sun rose this morning at 10:20 and set at 3:46 this afternoon. Our daylight is gaining and it's 5 hours and 26 minutes altogether. Now let's look at the state. In Juneau and Ketchikan, they're having rain showers around 40 degrees. Anchorage is cloudy at 29, a little bit sunnier in Kodiak at 40 degrees, cloudy in Cold Bay at 30, and Bethel is looking nice around 9. Snow showers for Denali, cloudy there in Barrow at -9, and Fairbanks pretty clear for us around 4 degrees. All right, for the lower 48, let's see what they got going on. Seattle's rain showers at 47, sunnier skies in Las Vegas around 65 degrees, a little warmer in Phoenix at 73. Partly sunny skies for Minneapolis around 38 degrees, and down south it's 64 in New Orleans, and then rain showers for New York around 30 degrees. And as for next week, it's going to be very cold in the north part of our United States, and snow is going across. As for the southwest, warmer temperatures, mild temperatures for Texas area, and then dry over there on our east coast, yet a little bit of rain in New York. All right, for Alaska, snow showers for Barrow, snow in Nome, 2 inches possible, and partly cloudy skies at Fort Yukon, -5 in Barrow, 20 in Nome, and 16 in Fort Yukon. As for the interior, partly cloudy in Fairbanks, mostly cloudy at Delta, and a few snow showers for Healy. Temperatures in the mid-30s for Healy and Delta, and 24 for Fairbanks. All right, now on our southeast portion, rain for Juneau, rain likely for Ketchikan, and temperatures there in the mid-40s. On our west side of the state, it's snow in Barrow and Bethel, snow showers in Cold Bay, and rain showers for Kodiak. Temperatures around 40 for Cold Bay and Kodiak, and 30 for Bethel. All right, now lastly for our south central region, cloudy skies at Anchorage, rain showers for Homer, and rain and snow is likely in Valdez, and temperatures all around 40 degrees for them. And for tonight's forecast, like I said, not too shabby, -4, cloudy with warmer temperatures in the hills, and then for tomorrow it's going to continue to be cloudy and warmer at the higher elevations and 14 degrees. Now lastly, for our extended outlook, Monday a little cooler at 5, but then things are going to warm up and around 15 degrees Tuesday through Thursday and keep cloudy there. And then for our nightly temperatures, it's going to hang around 0. So I kind of see why people are running to the Prospector to get their gear.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. Like, I live near there, and sometimes I can't even get to my street because there's cars everywhere. I'm like, are they giving it away for free? Like,
yeah, it's been busy for like since Thursday, so yeah, it should continue next week.
Catch some, see if I can get some gloves on sale or something.
Yeah, why not? All right, well, that'll wrap up the Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We're glad you could join us.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11, or online anytime at webster11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good night.